beautiful Glendale, Arizona. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. This bout scheduled for 10 rounds in the junior welterweight division. Our judges at ringside, Esther Lopez, Patrick Russell, and Chris Wilson. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell is Mr. Chris Flores. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 137.1 pounds, wearing white trunks with black and gray trim. His record, 31 victories with 4 defeats, 18 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Mount Frere, South Africa, Xolisani the Wasp Ndongeni. Introducing out of the red corner, he too weighed in at 137.1 pounds, wearing dark blue trunks with silver trim. His record, perfect, 19 fights, 19 victories, 16 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Ranked 10th by the WBC and WBO and IBF at 135 pounds, from Fontana, California, Raymond Danger Muratalla!
Gentlemen, we went over the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a clean fight. These trunks right here are good. That's the line. These are high. I'm going to let them work right there. There's the line. Touch them up now. Go back to your corner.
Raymond Muratalla. That's a name that not a lot of lightweights are saying out loud, Tim, but it's a name that you should get to know, because this young man is skilled and he's powerful and he's trained by Robert Garcia as well as his father, Gabriel Muratalla, who kind of gave up the reins to Robert as of late.
Let's go round one, box.
Tonight, Xolisani Ndongeni comes from South Africa. His last fight was a loss, stopped in 8 rounds by Arnold Barbosa, also a contender at 140 pounds, undefeated at 28-0. That was on January 6th. So you talk about being match tough.
Yo, he's a real veteran. He is, and he's the type of fighter. If he stays around long enough and he starts to generate confidence, that's when he becomes a problem.
Ndongeni coming out with a stiff jab here against Muratalla, trying to use his quickness. Muratalla has the longer reach at 72 inches. That's a 2.5-inch reach advantage. You see how wide the legs of
I was
Ndongeni
just
are.
about to say that. You beat me to it. My goodness, his base is extremely wide, and what that's going to affect is his lateral movement. He's not going to be able to move laterally that quickly, getting out of the way of shots, but he'll be able to spring back and out of range, but not move laterally.
I don't know that back is where you want to go against a fighter like Muratalla. You want to have that facility to move laterally because Muratalla has quick feet and even faster and more powerful hands.
Right now, you see the activity of Ndongeni. You got Muratalla, who has to take his time. He's going to find his mark with his jab. As of right now, just that activity. A lot of upper body movement, hand gestures coming from Ndongeni. It takes a little time to find his rhythm, but once he finds his rhythm, trust me, people, he's going to land hard and he's going to start landing as often as possible.
And I can assure you, even though he didn't say that in the fighter meetings, that Muratalla knows what Arnold Barbosa did to Ndongeni, going 8 rounds with him before the stoppage. He wants to get a quicker stoppage against Ndongeni, if at all possible.
Hey, Sushi, look. Muratalla, to me, is just too smart for Ndongeni. I mean, I watched him on tape. He has that herky-jerky style. He tries to get in and get out, but man, there's so many holes in his defense once he slows down a bit. That hook in particular, but just wait for the looping right hand to come to find his mark, because that's coming next.
Biggest win of Ndongeni's career was a 7th-round knockout against Abdul Khansa. That name might sound familiar because he was the hapless mandatory challenger that Josh Taylor beat up on.
Muratalla right now staying calm, trying different avenues, moving his feet left, moving them right, changing his angles up a bit, looking for counter right hands, looking for opportunities to land that left hook. Ndongeni is just, again, he's spicy. He's hot right now. A lot of energy, but once he slows down a bit, then we're going to see what he knows.
That's why he's nicknamed the Wasp.
The Wasp.
That's it. Let's listen in to Robert Garcia in the corner of Raymond Muratalla.
Deep breath. I feel. Good. Breathe. Look, on the outside, he's going to be a little too awkward. So close it down a little more. Close it down a little more. You're over his jab. You're right over his jab. Just do it quick. Or, when he throws right, come on. Counter, right? It's there. It's there. You've seen it. It's there. Just got to do it at the right time, okay? Breathe. You're good doing it, right? And don't get lazy, because, there was one round that landed. Just don't get lazy, right?
Good instructions from Robert Garcia. And we always say, don't just say do it. Tell them how to do it.
Tell him how to do it, but Robert and I see a lot of the same things. He's saying that, he is, very active up front. He just said, take your time. Use your jab. He said, if you want to land that right hand, sneak it over the top, but you got to be quick with it. You can't think about it. Got to be quick. Just react with it.
Quick hands from Ndongeni. You were mentioning right hands. Well, Sinisa Estrada is coming back from right hand surgery. She suffered ligament damage that caused a bone to chip, as well as some arthritis in her right hand. That injury occurred against Leonela Wbc, and despite that injury, she went on to a close victory. Wasn't able to use her right hand much. Now, 8 months later, after the rehab process, she's defending a world title and going for undisputed.
That's extremely hard. I feel like Sinisa in this fight has an uphill battle. Not just emotionally, but also from a physical standpoint as well, which will affect her mentals in the fight. Now, in her last fight, she hurt her hand. I had no clue that she did hurt her hand. She was able to disguise it, but in the biggest fight of her career, coming off of a surgery that needed repair, that's difficult for her mentality going in this fight, because, man, let me tell you, you got to be, look, you can't go back to the locker room and inject anything. Like, you got to deal with it right then and there, and that's something that she's going to have to deal with, and Valle coming at her full force.
That injury happened in July of 2023. She had surgery in September. In the meantime, Yocasta Valle won decisions in title defenses against Maria Santizo and Anabel Ortiz. You talk about momentum coming in, and that's what you have with Yocasta Valle. You see momentum here from Ndongeni, off to a quick start, outlanding Muratalla so far.
And that's what he'll do. Ndongeni's going to come out. He's going to come out hot. He's very active. Now, if he can keep this pace and keep pointing and point his way to victory just on pure activity, see, the thing is that Muratalla can't get frustrated. He can't get careless, one, because he got to get caught, but also he can't get frustrated. He got to take his time. And so when you have a guy that's active like that with his movement, head movement, and feints, and all the smoke and mirrors, attack the body. That's the largest target. You start attacking the body, then he starts to stand still.
Especially when you're so wide. And you talked about the fact that you can't move out of the way laterally. The body is going to be the last thing to move as Muratalla lands a short left hook at the conclusion of this second round. Robert Garcia will have some more to say to Raymond Muratalla.
Okay. Still a little awkward, all right? Just stay smart, all right? Stay awkward. So good? Yeah? All right. But every time you look, you gotta look at the body. You gotta give him a body shot. Right? So it's worth it. Do it when it's right, all right? Not just the root time you call it. You gotta find it yourself.
Sam, something that's very important for Muratalla that he's really good at is controlling range. Talk to me about distance here and how important it is.
But you gotta know your range and when to throw the right shot. But right here, he steps in all the way behind his jab, and he comes behind. But see, he tried to shorten his right hand right there, but it wasn't fully extended. That's the reason why it didn't have so much effect on the shot. But if he had the proper range in throwing that shot and not stepping in fully behind that jab, he probably would have caught Ndongeni and knocked him right out.
He overcommitted, was too close, and that's why range is so important. We talk about the battle for real estate.
Yeah.
Center of the ring.
You see, the thing is that sometimes, fighters, we believe that we got to step in, to get close to our opponent. Sometimes you just got to let the punch fly from where it is. You're actually close enough. That time, you had Muratalla who stepped too far in to unleash that right hand. Just the wrong range at the wrong time.
And Ndongeni, even though he's got a 2.5-inch reach advantage, looks like the longer fighter here, just because of how he fights.
It's the activity right now that's helping Ndongeni right now in these rounds. And the awkwardness. There's something to be said about the awkwardness.
Nice combination from Ndongeni.
And the hook. Look, the combinations will fly, and something would eventually get in there. I don't care how defensive you are, unless your name is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Something will eventually get in there.
And this fight was scheduled at 138 pounds. Nice right there from Muratalla.
That was a nice pull.
Ndongeni fought his last fight at 140 pounds, but Muratalla still believes he is a lightweight when it comes to being a contender and a top 10 rated contender by the WBC at number 2, WBO number 5, and IBF number 8. Nice body work from Muratalla, but Ndongeni comes up over the top.
See the focus now on his transition for Muratalla. Nice listening to his trainer and going down to that body. That's good. That's going to slow down Ndongeni, excuse me. That's going to slow him down. As you see him now, he's not as bouncy anymore. He slowed those feet down. That pressure's starting to get to him, little by little. Muratalla is just inching forward, trying to get close, put that mental pressure on him.
Nice right hand from Ndongeni there.
Muratalla tonight looks flat.
Yeah.
He looks flat tonight, and I get the rhythm. I get the rhythm of Ndongeni. A little bit difficult to deal with, but his punches are not sharp and crisp like I'm used to seeing them. Could be possible. Tough time making weight. That was a hard shot right there down to the body. Straight right hand down to the body.
And look, this is not the same Raymond Muratalla we saw against Jeremiah Nakatila. And just remember how slow a start he had against Humberto Galindo, who he stopped in the 9th round, but he got dropped by a quick shot to the liver by Galindo. So we see that he's vulnerable early on, but if Ndongeni doesn't take advantage of things, he's going to start coming on.
Yes. Yes, he is. But right now, I feel like Muratalla right now is in the driver's seat right now. He has Ndongeni exactly where he wants him. He's putting more and more pressure on him, and he's going to eventually catch up to him and stop it.
Ndongeni landed a really good right in this round.
Look, you can't get careless with Ndongeni. If you get careless with him because he's so active, hyperactive, he's going to catch you with something. He's a guy that believes in his power. He believes in his chin as well. He will stand there and trade with you. See that right hand right after the left hook? These are 50-50 exchanges right here. You see Muratalla trying to get low right there. Miss with that left hook, but don't. In position for the right hand. There he is. Just changing levels, going down to the body right there. Keeping his head on the inside this time. He should have kept his head outside. He would have never got hit with that right hand if he would have put his head on the left side of Ndongeni.
You understand me? He's not strong enough for you.
Positioning is key. That's what it is. Positioning is key, especially in the inside. Your head placement is extremely important in the inside. And if you're going to lead with a body shot, just as Muratalla did, you better make sure that your head is in the clear before you throw it, because you'll get hit with shots like that.
What Raymond Muratalla told us really hurt him the time he got dropped was the fact that he did not get a chance to warm up. And I don't know how warm he looked. You know, he wasn't lathered up when he came out here for the first round. And you'll remember that Robert Garcia was in the corner of Lindolfo Delgado in the previous fight. But he's had his father there with him the entire time. They've worked together since he was a kid, so I'm sure he did a good job of warming him up, but just something was off early with Raymond.
Yeah, I noticed that in this fight a while back. However, what I did like is that he was able to take the shot, he was able to process it, and get the win. Still get that win, that knockout win.
You know who would love a knockout win tonight? Yokasta Valle. She has 10 consecutive decision wins. Her last knockout was in February of 2020. She's getting stretched out there in the locker room early on. Walk me through what they're doing in Yokasta's locker room, kind of getting her ready for this fight.
Just get her loose. That's it. You know, you don't want to catch a cramp. You want to loosen up the legs, loosen up the limbs. You know, it's just like anything. If you get ready to do a strenuous activity, you better stretch out. You don't want to pull no hammy or, you know, anything inside the fish's body. Nice. But that's what they're doing right now. Just getting her loose, lathered up, and ready to go.
We saw how Muratalla was able to land to the liver of Ndongeni. That opened up the right hand for Muratalla. And this is where he starts to get into range and become dangerous.
He found his rhythm finally, and he's starting to go down to the body, and he starts seeing, you know, Ndongeni is active. He's game. You know, he's here to win this fight. He's not here to survive. He's here to win this fight, and that's the reason why he's firing back. But eventually, little by little, he's gonna, you know, the gas tank will diminish, will deplete a little bit, and that's when Muratalla, I believe, will step on the gas.
This is a good fight for Muratalla because Ndongeni is making him work. He's making him think.
Ndongeni is. He definitely is. He's game. He's here to win this fight tonight.
Oh, nice short left hook there from Muratalla. Catches Ndongeni about to throw the right.
10 seconds.
But a lot of the punches that you're seeing are landing don't really have an effect on Ndongeni right now, as of now.
And Muratalla will have to have a better effect on Ndongeni if he's to continue climbing in the rankings, because Danger Muratalla at 19-0 is ranked number 2 by the WBC, number 5 by the WBO. That belt is vacant, as is the IBF belt, where he stands number 7. We'll see Emmanuel Navarrete against Dennis Borincic for the WBO belt right here on ESPN May 18th in San Diego. And before that, in Australia, we'll see Vasily Lomachenko take on George Kambosos on May 12th for the IBF belt. So there's a lot of fights to be made, all within Top Rank.
That's the thing. There's a lot of things that's working behind the scenes, putting different fighters that have been at the top for a while in position for world championship opportunities. These are young guns on the rise up. They got to sit still for a little while, continue to win, becoming that number 1 contender. You see him moving. You see his ranking right there on the side. Become that mandatory for any of those challengers to get your opportunity.
Because you're talking about the Olympic silver medalist Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason, Emiliano Vargas, who we saw earlier tonight.
They're all the same department.
Stevenson is there. I mean, those guys are climbing. Shakur's already there with the world title, but it's difficult to get in there with this crowded lightweight class that Top Rank has going.
Yes, it is.
That's why every performance means everything for Muratalla at this stage of his career.
Yes, it does.
20 fights in. Nice feint with the jab and then countered with the right. Ndongeni's there. He's throwing some leather, landing a straight right hand and then a looping right. He's in Muratalla's grill. I don't know that Muratalla expected this from Ndongeni.
Ndongeni's just taking advantage of the positioning of Muratalla. Muratalla is looking, you know, make one defensive position and you go to another one, but those hands just keep flying and eventually something's going to find its way home. And that's what's happening. But at the same time, Muratalla right now doesn't mind it because what he's trying to look for, he's trying to punch in between the shots of Ndongeni. He's trying to catch him as his momentum is coming forward. Double impact, trying to time him in between those shots. And he's trying to wear him down as well.
Muratalla was active with 3 fights in 2023 as well as 2022. Each fight will be extremely important here in 2024. The pressure continues to grow on Muratalla, not only to shine, but to look convincing every time he wins. Make the champions have to fight you. It's a nice right to the body from Ndongeni. There's that jab from Muratalla.
You talking about condition? Ndongeni is in tip-top shape. I mean, he continues to throw shots and take shots like that, but man, he has been active since round 1 and still in this fight letting leather fly.
Now you can see why he went 8 rounds with Barbosa. He is a 35 fight veteran. This is his 36th fight.
Ooh. Them right hands are starting, laser right hands coming from Muratalla. Laser. And he's landing it because look at the lead hand of Ndongeni.
Down.
And then he come back with his own offense. Muratalla you can't get relaxed. Look, you better get off Muratalla and keep getting off, or bag up and go somewhere, go take a trip, or you're gonna receive that damage that Ndongeni is letting go.
And you better move to his right, because Ndongeni's power hand is not a good place to be.
Muratalla, he mixing it a little bit up too. I mean, look, I can see his game plan and his maneuver, but sometimes he's choosing the wrong strategy at the wrong time.
We're halfway through this fight. Let's listen in to Ndongeni's trainer, Raymond Muratalla.
How you feeling? You good? Yeah. Sure. So let's work, baby. Let's work. Give it a run. Beautiful run. You only gonna work if you work. You stronger than him. He can't hurt you. He can't hurt you, but you could hurt him. Do you want to hurt him? Let's stop this motherfucking fight now. Let's get him.
When he goes off, boom, counter punches, boom, and then body shot after that. All right? That body shots are hurt him. You have to go that slow. I will. We're halfway through, all right? So let's go. Start picking it up now. All right? You heard him at the end, so let's start picking it up.
So bunches so far. Muratalla outlanding Ndongeni by 40. Seems a little extreme to him. Ndongeni's been throwing a bunch of
I don't know about all of that, man. Maybe I gotta go back and look at that, but I don't know. Ndongeni has been throwing a ton of leather from the opening bell.
Well, he's thrown 35 more punches than Muratalla, but I'd venture to say he's landed more than 50.
Yeah, punch stats are deceiving. They don't tell you the story of the fight. Fights are scored round by round, and they're scored by whoever lands the most effective punches during the course of the round, 3 minutes.
In the corner of Ndongeni, they were saying, go get him. And Muratalla landed a nice left hook and a combination after that.
That hurt him.
And the body shot.
Uh-oh.
You got to be careful, Tim. You go looking for the knockout, you might find something just like Ndongeni did, and that was a left hook from Muratalla.
Oh, he found it. Muratalla now got his timing down. Ndongeni slowed down just a little bit, standing still a little bit too long. Muratalla now is starting to find his rhythm, finding his range, and he's popping them with combinations.
And now who's moving forward?
It's starting to get dangerous now for Ndongeni. Doesn't look good right now for him. Although he's behaving like a fighter supposed to. He's fighting back in spots, and he's still trying to attempt to win this fight. But if he keeps getting hit with those right hands like that, one's going to catch him, and it's going to be lights out.
All this while saying it hasn't been the best showing from Raymond Muratalla over the first 5 rounds, but people will forget about it if he can get a finish here against Ndongeni.
Well, let's give it up for Ndongeni because he came in there with a game plan and he was determined.
Yep. And he's sticking to it. I think the moment that his corner asked him to go get it is when he got himself in trouble.
Oh, absolutely. And Muratalla feels him starting to weaken and weaken. Yeah, when you're in that ring, you feel the punches coming. They're not coming back the same like they were, 2 rounds ago, 3 rounds ago. Then you start getting comfortable. Then you start marching forward like Muratalla is doing. He doesn't feel threatened at all.
Yeah, Muratalla on the front foot is not what you want to see if you're standing across from him.
The body shots, man, it takes a lot out of you. And you can see right now it's starting to drain Ndongeni right now. You see, look at his legs, his positioning. You see that wide base? When you have that wide base like that, you get hit with shots laterally, it knocks you off balance.
Ndongeni taking a good shot here from Raymond Muratalla as he starts to find his range in the 6th round. There's a whipping 1-2 from Ndongeni. As game as they come. Didn't come to lay down against the undefeated Raymond Muratalla, who had some success, Tim, with a combination here in that 6th round that started with a left hook. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Timing. Rhythm. Once you find your opponent's rhythm and timing, knowing where he's going to be, you're able to set up combinations like that. He's just taking advantage of Ndongeni in the wrong position right there. And the follow-up combinations to finish off what he discovered during the course of this round. But see, I love the transition from the head to the body. I love the mix-up in combinations. That confuses your opponent. Your opponent sometimes can get used to the same combinations coming, and they're able to avoid it. But when you switch it up on them, it confuses them.
And here you're seeing the tool bag that Muratalla has at his disposal.
Yes, you are seeing that. And you're seeing his mental toughness as well, because he has a guy in there that he's hitting with everything, right? But he's not going anywhere.
Yep.
So we're gonna see how mentally tough he can remain, and see if he's gonna continue to stay the course and try to go after this knockout.
Muratalla over his last fights tends to land 22 of 53 at about 41% clip. Tonight, though, he's being held to 33% efficiency by Xolisani Ndongeni.
And Muratalla's technique this time around, I mean, his left hook is kind of, he's slapping with his left hook. He's not turning that shot over like I'm used to seeing him.
Oh, that's a nice straight right from Muratalla. And he's finding the range for it, Tim. We saw early on how he overstepped in. This time it was a perfect range, and that's a nice left hook from Ndongeni.
Yeah, I thought it might have buckled Muratalla. Muratalla trying to drop levels real quick. He got clipped with that left hook.
Work out, guys. Let him go. Work out. Let him go.
Valle will be looking to become undisputed against fellow unified champion Sanisa Estrada. She's in her locker room with her team shadow boxing. Pretty soon she'll be alone, and it won't be a shadow across the ring from her. It'll be Sanisa Estrada that'll be going for all the marbles, too. This is for real.
Yes, it is. Her life is on the line.
Her life, her future.
Yep.
You know, being unified champion is great, but undisputed is the dream now in 2024, especially in women's boxing, but that's how you get respect, by being the only champion in a weight class. Nice left hook there from Raymond Muratalla.
But didn't turn it over.
What do you attribute that to, Tim? Why is he not turning it over if that's one of his best shots?
I attribute it to the weight cut, to be honest with you. I mean, I saw him during the week. He didn't come in at 135 pounds. You know, it seemed to me like he struggled to make that weight. That's why his punches don't have the effect that it once had. You see him in his previous fights, he's hitting Ndongeni flush on the chin, and he's still around.
But what does that have to do with not turning it over? Like, one thing
that's
is
just a
technique,
mechanical.
and
That's a mechanical thing. That's more technique. That's
Okay.
just it. It's technique, and how he's throwing the punch, where he's throwing the punch from. A lot of times he's throwing it when he's on his back foot, and he's not putting enough weight onto that front foot to deliver that left hook. He's just throwing it as a counter, a quick counter, instead of setting it up for a kill shot.
You mentioned one thing all the time, Tim. Fatigue is when you're technique starts to break down.
Yeah.
Nice right though from
Chopping right in.
Muratalla.
The chopping right in.
There's a quick combination though from Ndongeni to close out this 7th round.
You letting him work. He's too weak for you. Then what you acting like? What the hell you going back for? Keep working him. Put your hands up and go get him. You need that body shot. You saw the body shot bending him over? I need another one. Don't forget about blocking your face with the jab. Let's start that. All right? Let's start the round with that. All right? He's not going to throw if he's going backwards. What more do you want? He's only going to throw if you don't throw and you're standing in front of him. And he's walking forward.
Come on. You got to clean the bottom. Okay? Let's go, Raymond. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You have to go. Come on. Pick it up. 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 Do it smart, all right? Do it smart.
The corner of Raymond Muratalla sees that he needs to pick up his work rate, land heavier shots against Ndongeni.
Well, Muratalla he's winning the fight, and people are going to criticize, his performance and, Ndongeni, because look, Arnold Barboza, a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of power, was able to stop him. What round we in this round right here?
That was at 140.
At 140 pounds. So, but he's doing a lot of good things in there. He is. He's looking sharp in spots. But people are watching. Let's see what it is in a few more rounds, and let's see how he can finish this fight. But again, Ndongeni is a veteran.
Yes.
He's been in the game. He's been in there with everybody. And if he believes that he can win, that's when things get tougher for you in there. And that's what's happening. He believes now that he belongs. His corner is happening up and saying, he's weak. He's weak. He can't hurt you.
Hey, he took Devin Haney the distance in January of 2019. He was dropped by a right hand in the first round, but Muratalla hasn't been able to do that against Ndongeni so far in this fight. Ndongeni came with the game plan, and he's been able to stick with it so far through the first 8 rounds.
Yeah, well, it's just the consistency of Ndongeni. The low points when Muratalla wants to be defensive and not ready and in a position to counter, Ndongeni's just letting his hands go, and he's landing. But when Muratalla decides to let his hands go and really find his mark, he's able to land as well. But Ndongeni is his braveness, the fact that he can take a shot, the fact that he's letting his hands go, and he has a desire to win this fight is the reason why he's in this fight. He's still here.
And he's landing some good shots here in the 8th round. Maybe not damaging, but he's landing the cleaner shots so far in the first 2+ minutes of this round. Nice overhand right from Ndongeni. Now a combination. Uh-oh. Muratalla seems to have done something here. Nice combo there from Ndongeni. Counter left.
It's a live dog in there. Ndongeni.
The timing of Muratalla seems off here. Nice jab though.
The power's off. It's not the same. I'm telling you. It's not the same. Not a whole lot of leverage on those punches. A lot of arm shots tonight from Muratalla. And again, I contributed to a hard weight cut. I think 135 is going to be difficult for him to continue to make. I think he will make it if there's a belt on the line, but eventually I think Muratalla, being as young as he is, he's going to move up to 140 pounds.
Let's take a look, Tim, of how Muratalla has not been the fighter we're used to seeing. Crisp, clean, accurate shots. Tonight, there's something missing.
Well, it's the technique. Again, the technique and the way he's throwing shots. See this right here? You see the snap? You see the elbow flex? I mean, the wrist flex right there? You see how he's throwing it? That's a slap. That's like with the palm of your hand. You're not turning those knuckles over and turning those knuckles down. You got to hit with those two big knuckles up front. That's how you punch. I learned that from Abel. I was Abel Sanchez that taught me that one. You know, and I didn't learn that until later in my career to throw shots like that. But when you throw open palm shots like that, closed fist, it's a slap. That's what it's considered.
But Tim, we've seen him throw that shot. We've seen him put guys out with that shot. It's just not there for him tonight. How much of it is Ndongeni's positioning, his length, the way he moves, or is it just Muratalla?
It's Ndongeni. It's a little combination of all both. But Ndongeni, boy, he's a firecracker. He's been hot from the opening round, the opening bell. He's been hot, and he's making Muratalla work.
I mean, I know what the punch stats say, but what I'm seeing with my own eyes is more activity from Ndongeni.
Yes.
And every time Muratalla throws, there's an answer from Ndongeni. Yes. They both exchange there.
Yes, it is.
I mean, the corner of Ndongeni wants him to go after Muratalla. Of course, they're not feeling the power of Muratalla.
No, he's not feeling the power, and that's the reason why he's not deterred. That's the reason why he's not backing up. That's the reason why he continues to punch. Because if you're scared of someone's power, you're not going to throw as often as he's throwing. So he's no longer spooked. The fatigue comes into play as well for Muratalla. You see his hands up and out. A little slip right there from him.
That may be Ndongeni also. But I
can just tell you this. Maybe this type of performance will open up doors and opportunities for him.
Yeah, we know look great.
So, you know, I mean, it's very sweet. I mean, look, Muratalla, he's doing some good things in there. He is. He surely is. And Ndongeni is fighting back. He's contesting with him. You know, without a doubt, he's challenging him.
Don't let him go.
You know, sometimes being so dominant makes you a scary opponent. And tonight's performance, like you mentioned, may get some eyeballs and get an opportunity for Raymond Muratalla.
But again, when you have Arnold Barboza knocking a guy out, man, and you're supposed to be that next one up, you're supposed to knock him out, right?
Yeah.
But again, styles make fights.
And you may not have your best every night you go out there.
No, you don't.
And you see Ndongeni land a nice overhand right there.
Yep. And he lands it because the minute that Muratalla, he just stands there and he's looking to recover, those are opportunities to let your hands go and take advantage of any openings that Muratalla presents.
Watch your hands, guys. Watch your hands.
We put a final stamp here on the 9th round as we go into the final rest between these two fighters. Muratalla ranked number 2 by the WBC, number 5 by the WBO, number 7 by the IBF. And Tim, when you look at the lightweight division, this is ESPN's top 10. Lomachenko, Tank, Shakur, Zepeda, Kambosos, Pitbull Cruz, Frank Martin, Muratalla, Zaur Abdullayev, and Keyshawn Davis. I mean, a lot of these guys will be fighting amongst themselves for belts. Opportunities abound, but he's got to earn that shot.
Too many undefeated guys in this division,
Right?
They got to start fighting each other. You know, talk the talk, walk the walk. Start matching up. You see the top 4, top 5 right here? They need to start matching up. Gervonta Davis included. He needs to start fighting
Frank Martin.
And that's great. That's fantastic. That's a great step up for Frank Martin. You know, however, we need to see you fight the cream of the crop, buddy.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what we need to see. We want to know how great you are.
Last round, fellas. Last round.
Go get it.
And the same goes for everybody in this division.
I agree.
In any division.
Final round, Shakur Stevenson will see hopefully this summer. Muratalla and Shakur been going at it on social media. But it doesn't really matter unless it happens inside the ring. And right now, Ndongeni's making it happen inside the ring. You see, he still has something left here in the 10th round. Nice straight right there from Muratalla. Can he follow that up? That's another good right hand from Muratalla. Things starting to heat up for Muratalla. There's that 1-2. And he has Ndongeni back against the ropes. His best sequence of the fight so far, but then he lets Ndongeni come back with something.
He had to recover. He had to recover. It's the last round. Muratalla hasn't been even in the 10th round in a while. He's been producing knockouts over and over and over. This is good. These are good quality rounds for him.
He's never been 10 rounds. He won an 8-round decision against Jair Valtierra in July of 2022. That was his last decision. Had a 9-fight knockout streak before that, and he's on a 4-fight knockout streak now that seems hard to extend to 5 because Ndongeni has given him more than Muratalla expected.
Nice counter. Nice counter by Muratalla. Right there, just using the shoulder and rolling with that shot. That body shot right there hurt. You see Ndongeni, he's shaking his head. He's trying to keep himself in this fight right now. This shot might have hurt him.
Muratalla's best round, Tim.
It is, and it's impressing me right now because although he might not feel that he was very successful tonight or dominant tonight, he's able to keep it together mentally and still come forward and still attempt to go for the knockout. That's impressive. Ooh, that was a Chris right hand that landed right there.
Work out, guys. Let him go. No holding. Don't hold.
A lot of balance issues for Ndongeni. And you know that Muratalla still has a lot left, even in the 10th round. Still extremely skillful and aware. It's a good fight. Great battle for Muratalla.
Learning experience.
It's really good for him. Yeah, it really is.
In Glendale, Arizona, Top Rank Boxing on ESPN Plus is presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. And that's exactly where Raymond Muratalla had to get here in the final rounds. Not his best performance, but nonetheless, Tim maybe did enough to come away with a victory against a very tough Xolisani Ndongeni.
No, I think he came away with the victory. I thought he looked sharp in spots. Again, this possibility he had a tough weight cut. You know, if you ask him now, I think he'll let us know. I mean, I asked him in the fighter meeting, he said he was okay. And he wasn't at the 135-pound weight limit. However, he landed some good shots. You know, left hooks, right hands. He fought at every single range. He fought well. Anytime there was any low points in his offense, that's where Ndongeni was coming in. You know, I give a lot of credit to Ndongeni tonight. You know, he showed up. He had an opportunity. He understands the first letter of ESPN, which is entertain, and he came to do that. He came to win. And I appreciate fighters that come out here and they give it their all, and he's one of those type of fighters that I see coming back because he gave it his all tonight. And his all may not be the best. However, I think he can live with whatever decision that these judges are making it because he did give it his all tonight.
We saw in the total punch stats that Muratalla landed 194 compared to 129 for Ndongeni, and the body shots favored Muratalla 56-44. That may have made a huge difference in slowing down a very game Ndongeni, who surprised many tonight, including Raymond Muratalla. We'll send it up to Mark Chinook for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Desert Diamond Arena, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. After 10 rounds, Patrick Russell has it 99-91. Chris Wilson 98-92, and Esther Lopez 97-93. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Raymond Danger Muratalla!
So Raymond Muratalla gets his 20th victory, and sometimes, Tim, it's about how you overcome adversity. He had some tonight against Ndongeni.
Yes, he did.
So a good victory, good round for Raymond Muratalla. All right, our co-main event is up next, and it will be for the undisputed title. Seniesa Estrada just minutes away from the fight she's been dreaming of, the one that she pushed to make happen, the one that can define her career.